into the wall. Taliyah will secure that second kill, and now Cassiopeia. Oh, the ultimate not on point for Wild Panda onto himself, and not the Cassiopeia. Triple kill for Taliyah in the end, though.
Welcome to the ESL Southeast European Championship.
Gotta be honest though, I mean at this point there is a chance for Sinners to get...
How has he been able to just shift through like that? He's not getting
Oh!
He will, maybe another ace on the...
Oh man!
4 kills, 1 player left,
Oh!
and then he completes the ace.
Here comes the Bane with the double kill, and here comes the follow-up, and Jack is waiting to follow up there, and we see the triple kill come out and taking down Poppy, and they are continuing to push this one. You are going to want to get out of there. You don't want to dodge that one, but there comes the Quadra. Oh, we're going to see the Penta.
Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to the ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7. It's grand finals time. I am Kostas Rayoumas, and of course, in a while, we will have Georgia traveling Paras with us. And let's jump straight into the picks and bans of the first game. Of course, Wild are leading the series 1-0 into this best of 3. Because they came up from the upper bracket. As we mentioned before in the past, there is a double elimination round. It's like teams having a second chance, dropping down to the lower bracket. So it means Wild reached the finals without losing any best of 3s, and they have a win advantage. Of course, you see Wild did their homework. They know that We Love Gaming are pretty fan of the composition with a hard engage, so Fiddlesticks is out, Rakan is out, and Noxon is out. These picks have huge engage potential and could be combined in a composition for We Love Gaming. We've seen We Love Gaming doing great work with hard initiation tools and combos that can initiate into a fight like a chain and win them the fights. On the other hand, We Love Gaming know that they wanna send out picks that can provide Wild a lot of crowd control. So Brom is out, Rise is out, a decent pick in the mid lane, a really strong scaling pick for the mid laner of Wild. And of course the third ban that we are missing right now, it's a Darius for Wild, for We Love Gaming, excuse me. So let's see the first pick. It's going to be a Vladimir, a flex pick into this meta. It can go both mid and bot lane. We have seen Vladimir, not that much though, in the top lane also, but probably it's gonna be in the bot lane. So that means that Wild will have an ADC in the mid lane with support like mid lane jungle, the funnel comp we all know and some of us might enjoy. or should they go for the bruisers in the bot lane and in the mid lane instead of the funnel comp? So Will of Gaming are not messing around. We're grabbing the Cassiopeia that is not banned into the first game. Of course, we have said again and again, and Cassiopeia is a signature pick for the Punisher. It's a really strong pick for the Punisher, and of course can do great things into team fighting with the Miasma, with the ultimate, like stunning 3, 2, 1, or even 5 people, and of course they will grab the Aatrox. The Aatrox is a really, really strong pick, and of course, because the rework is pretty recent, all the teams are not familiar playing against him, and that's really, really difficult for everyone to play against composition with Aatrox. We've seen a lot of times before teams having problems playing the side lanes with the Aatrox, a really good split pushing tool for every team, and of course a great duelist in the side lane. So that means that while are aiming to win that duel in the side lane, so they pick up the Kled. Kled is a huge initiation tool, and of course a great duelist in the side lanes. They will also grab the Graves in the jungle, so that means they have a pretty good power spike in the early game, if you ask me. Decent picks. We haven't seen Graves being the keystone of funnel comps recently in Greece with the LGC, so I'm pretty interested to see what Wild will build around their carries. Will of Gaming are going to answer with the Kai'Sa. Really, really interesting so far. And we have just jumped into the second phase of bans. While we'll have the first ban, I really want to see what Will of Gaming will give Kai'Sa as a protection, as support, because you have the Cassiopeia probably in the mid lane, so that means Kai'Sa is standing in the bot lane, and Kai'Sa is a really squishy pick. Need to scale up. We'll build that 2 first items to deal some damage. Of course, this is a kind of slippery pick after level 6, but not that safe. You need some protection next to the Kai'Sa, and of course some protection for your team, because both of these teams have no beefy tanks in the front line so far. They have the damage dealers, Kai'Sa and the Graves. They have Vladimir that can do great damage and of course have a lot of sustain. And Aatrox and Kled are probably bruisers in the top lane, not just pure tanks. I haven't seen pure tanks like Aatrox being a pure tank in the top lane, or Kled being a pure tank in the top lane. Of course, LeBlanc is out, Alistar is out, because while know that Kai'Sa needs protection and a good support, a good tanky support such as the Alistar needs to be out of the game for Will of Gaming. Ezreal is going to be the last ban for Will of Gaming. 25 seconds remaining for Wild's last ban. They took their time. They are taking their time right now. They are going to throw the Xin Zhao out of the game. Interesting choice. Will of Gaming are not a fan of the Xin pick in the jungle. They kind of prefer other stuff, such as Italia that is open right now to be grabbed. Of course, Italia is a risk. Here comes a Nidalee. Interesting choice for Will of Gaming. So that means Nidalee will match the aggressiveness in the early game from the Graves. And it's gonna be really interesting knowing that both of these junglers can gang the lanes with great power, with great burst in the first minutes of the game. And Morgana for Wild are taking options away from the hands of Will of Gaming, building their compositions with them. The Orianna is going to be the last pick for Wild, probably. few seconds remaining to know, and with the Orianna, so it means that Vladimir is in the bot lane, Orianna is in the mid lane, a safe pick against the Cassiopeia, but can Orianna do the damage that is needed for her team to face the Cassiopeia in the mid lane? And Will of Gaming are looking for a support as a last pick to their composition, and they might need a tank, if you ask me, right there, or an off tank, at least something that can build off tank. They are going for the Soraka though. Soraka is offering a great deal of protection to the guys in the bot lane, but Soraka is really immobile. So the bot lane of Will of Gaming needs to be super careful playing against Vladimir and the Morgana probably in the bot lane, because Vladimir can do great damage in the early game against squishy targets. We have seen before into the ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7, Vladimir pre-level 6 engaging and bursting down Soraka right into the turret range and giving no chance to Soraka to flash away for that combo with the Drain and the Ignite. So it would probably be really hard, but the compositions seem really interesting for both of these teams, because while having engaged and the chain CC from the Morgana and the Shockwave from the Orianna, Shockwave is a tool that can change the course of the fight, can bring the victory into a fight to your own team. On the other hand, Will of Gaming have the Aatrox with the new kid, can do monstrous things in a team fight, and of course in the side lanes they have the Cassiopeia with the Miasma, forcing everyone not to flash away, grounding them down and letting Kai'Sa probably dance against their compositions. Of course, a few seconds, a few minutes away from the first game of this best of 3. Once again, Wild are up 1-0 to the grand final best of 3 because they come up from the upper bracket. They never lost a best of 3 in the playoff stage. Wild are in the finals with 1-0. Will of Gaming found their way from the lower bracket, winning the best of 3s and reaching the finals, winning random 5 into the lower bracket final game. And here we are. We have pretty interesting stuff to see this best of 3, because if Wild win the first game, they are the champions of the ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 7. If Will of Gaming manage to equalize the series and get them into a third game, anything can happen into this series. And of course, Will of Gaming know that there is a weird tradition standing behind Greek teams. First 5 seasons of the ESL Southeast Europe Championship have been won by Greek teams. Different dimension. Elysium Gaming, Greek Regenesis Esports were champions of the ESL Southeast Europe Championship from season 1 to season 5, and of course the 6th season, Nexus Gaming broke that win streak for the Greek team. So Will of Gaming need to fight to gain back that glory for Greek teams in the ESL Southeast Europe Championship, and of course in the region. Now, on the other hand, while looking for the first title in the ESL Southeast Europe Championship for a Hungarian team to bring it back home, be the first team that ever did this in the region in this championship. And we might have some issues, ladies and gentlemen, with the spectate mode of the EU Nordic and East client in the League of Legends. Of course, it's a laggy client, or rather a buggy client. But we are back into the game. 2 minutes into the game, and that's pretty interesting, if I'm right. You've lost the first 2 minutes of the game, but it's okay because you haven't lost a single kill, and teams.
And here I'm as well to join you two for
Thank
the
God.
grand finals.
Hello, Georgia.
I mean, better late than never, right? That's what they say. So I'll stick with this one. Oh my God, the flash!
That's naughty. And I think that Orianna might be out.
Oh, Casio doesn't have any mana or HP though, and he
Blades in the side. Orianna will grab the first blood.
I mean, a little
That's
bit
too
of...
much fighting for both of these teams.
That's an over-aggression right there. We've seen it before from Will of Gaming. Sometimes their moves into the mid lane are a little bit uncalculated, I would say. Yes, you want the aggression, but since you push for the flash, and you know you don't have any mana to finish it, I don't think there's a reason following. Very well played, but the Orianna still have the ignite there. Like, if it happened to be a 1v1 with no mana, Orianna would win this trade because it does have the ignite on her for the extra damage there.
Glad was in trouble a little bit in the top lane, still is, but will force the teleport back. It's really early into the game, if you ask me, because I see all of these lanes, with the exception from the Orianna against the Cassiopeia matchup, are even in the CS.
I mean, you would expect that the Cassiopeia would pressure the Orianna more. You do have the overtime damage, and with the Orianna, you really have to be careful to hit the ball to be able to output a lot of damage. But here, you do see the conventional versus unconventional bot lane as well, and you see an aggressive Soraka with an ignite. We don't see it very often. We either see like the cleanse, or we see the barrier, the heal. We see usually the defensive summoner, because Soraka needs to generally stay alive during the fight. Like, it becomes #1 priority target for the enemy team to kill that Soraka before they
Orianna might be in
and then
trouble in the mid lane. Really, really low. And Punisher will grab a kill.
That looked to me more like a revenge kill, like bring the Nidalee back into the mid lane. We messed up before, but we need to fix it right now. Remember, Will of Gaming do not have a second chance right here.
Glenn might be in trouble. I'm not that
I
sure.
don't think it's the
Flashing
Glenn who's in
forward.
trouble.
Skarl
Skarl's
has
back.
just came. No cooldowns for the Aatrox though.
I'm thinking that the Aatrox had enough time to be able to DPS the Gled down before Skarl came back, but it would have been very on the edge, let's say, very close to Skarl coming back, that if Aatrox was too close to Gled while Skarl was coming back, I don't think that the Aatrox would survive, so better safe than sorry with the flash right there from the Aatrox. Manages to save himself, and Skarl is coming back, and the lane is back to even. That is exactly what a Gled provides you into the game. You can do very easy trades until Skarl goes and he comes back. You can do very easy dives by getting the threat from the tower very early into the gank. Let your jungler tower dive with you, then Skarl goes, then you need to reset, and he goes and he comes back, and the tower changes aggro, so you come out super healthy and with a new lizard.
And of course, Aatrox in the side lanes, if you ask me, is a real bully with the new kit, doing so much damage, pressuring the lane like all the time, demanding the enemy jungler's attention, if you ask me. You need to kind of help your top laner, we have seen a lot of times, but now the ultimate from the Punisher, the shockwave from the Orianna, the ignite is up. I think they will finish up this kill. Orianna will grab this one. Junglers all around the mid lane.
It is that all around the mid lane matchup right here, and if Nidalee doesn't he's not careful, you see that the Graves is one level ahead. He does have that ultimate, so you could potentially burst her down. She's very, very squishy. Although the matchup as a matchup, Graves versus Nidalee on a 1v1, Nidalee does have the upper hand, she does have the range, she can throw the spears, she doesn't have to let Graves come close enough to auto-attack her. So I think it is an advantageous matchup when we talk just about solely the mid lane. But Punisher on the Cassiopeia, this is generally a very mobile character. Yes, you do have the AoE, you do have the miasma, you do have a lot of damage over time. But if you're not careful, you can really get caught between a rock and a hard place, that we say. And this is exactly what happened to him again. His over-aggression turned into his own death.
Of course, after you use your ultimate, the shockwave can reposition you whenever the circle is in the middle. Like repositioning a Cassiopeia can be devastating for her, especially without the flash, as you mentioned. So that's why the attention from the Nidalee is all around the mid lane right now, because you have a heal bot in the bottom lane. Kai'Sa doesn't need anything, and now Graves is level 6. Cassiopeia is dead yet again, and is not able to do something.
The Cassiopeia does not seem to be working, and remember, Orianna is a very late game scaling mid laner.
We have a pause.
We do have a pause here, and like I said, remember, Orianna needs to scale into the late game, and she's already about 10 CS in the lead and 3 kills up. This is very dangerous stuff for Will of Gaming, because the faster she gets that Luden's Echo, and the faster she gets her tier and is not able to die, because she will have Sarah's Grey Shield, she has her own shield as well, she will have Morgana Black Shield too, and then she won't just die at all, and she is able to output so much damage as well.
We are really fast back into the game, but we haven't engaged in the bottom lane, forcing the ultimate from the Soraka. Vladimir used the ultimate. Not much damage though, and a lot of summoners have been invested by Wild just to grab a kill without able to do so. Without being able to do so. 9 minutes into the game. For both of these teams, Wild seem like they have a little bit of an advantage in terms of gold with the kills, but I see so much scaling for the side of Will of Gaming. Aatrox can scale, Kai'Sa is having a great scale, and of course the Cassiopeia really beautiful.
Yeah, and vice versa actually, to be honest. Here the Orianna scales really much. Graves can literally 1v5 with a full item build. We've seen the Infinity Edges being built onto the Graves, the Phantom Dance becomes an unstoppable force. This is pretty much their ADC late game, because yes, they do have Kled, but Kled can't put as much damage as an Aatrox can output. So into the top lane matchup, I would say that Aatrox definitely scales more than Kled, but Kled is also their engage tool, because if you speed up the Vladimir, he gets into your face, protopels or orbs, whatever he chooses to go. It seems like he's going for the orb right here. It is an easy way in for your Vladimir with the
and of course,
but then again, think of we're gonna have a fight up here. I will continue later.
I'm not sure about this one, because Aatrox has flash. Now he's forced flash away. Keep up with your point.
Right, so when the Kled usually ultis, he kind of takes his whole team with him, and they are really trying to catch you off guard. So everybody's coming at you, looking at you. Now the thing is, we all know that with Cassiopeia, if you go at her looking straight dead into her face, then she's gonna ultimate back at you.
I'm pretty interested to see what these two teams have to offer in the early game, because I see the aggressiveness from the Graves and Nidalee trying to answer this aggressiveness, but with no good results, especially in the mid lane. And now Kai'Sa is more than dead right there, forcing everything out of the Soraka, but two binds, one from the Q and one from the ultimate, is more than enough for Wild to secure one kill on the Kai'Sa, one kill on the Soraka, and Wild are now creating a gold lead for themselves. 1.5k gold forward 5-1. Wheel of Gaming, I think that definitely can feel the pressure right now. Find a way to come back into this game, like 100% come back into this game, because you need your Kai'Sa to scale up. You have a 1 and 3 Cassiopeia, so you need more stuff to do. And now Orianna is in the bot lane, forcing Kai'Sa away while they're going for the first turret of the game. And of course, Gled has no teleport. Neither has though. I think that with the next wave, Wild could probably secure this turret. Wheel of Gaming might have the answers though. The flank from the Cassiopeia. There's always a Miasma now. The Miasma is down on the ground. We have a 1v1 in the top lane. No further action in the bot lane. And for now, Wheel of Gaming managed to protect that turret in the bottom lane, and the first turret gold is still standing. But if Wild grab that first turret gold, they are going to have a great gold difference right now. Dragon up. It's a wind break though, so that's why the attention for both of these teams is not around the Drake, but around other objectives, such as probably the Rift Herald or the first turret in the bottom lane. Now Orianna might be in trouble, back well again in the top lane. Oh my god, the 1v2 from the Orianna. That dive was not on point for Wheel of Gaming. Will grab a kill in the mid lane and having her flash up. Poorly played for Wheel of Gaming, both the Cassiopeia and especially the middle lane, and Wild will find a way to secure the first turret in the bottom lane. And now, hey, look at the Drake. Gled really needs to be careful though. But Skarl is always ready to come back at him, protect him into that Aatrox. Now, Wheel of Gaming might have something there, but Wild are standing strong, securing that blue buff, and definitely ignoring that wind Drake. Who needs the Drake though? Now the Cassiopeia is going aggressive against the Graves, but Graves has the answer. He's forced to use YouTube though. Both of them are still alive, pretty healthy if you ask me, but the Cassiopeia playing pretty aggressive. It's what Wheel of Gaming needs right now. They need to do something in the game. They need to be a bit more proactive in the game. Cut Wild off guard in order to get back into that driver's seat that they desperately need. But Wild are really good in playing the macro the correct way. And now Morgana almost found that needly in the blue buff. I was saying that Wild are a good macro-based team. I can use and punish every single mistake that you make in the side lane, especially during the laning phase. So you see the rotation from the Wild bot lane in the top lane. Kai'Sa is also there for Wheel of Gaming, and Soraka is going right now. Needle is in top side jungle.
You need to be careful. Look how careful Wheel of Gaming is playing that top tower. They have literally no vision of where anyone is. Orianna is missing, now she saw him, Graves is missing, and now they've spotted him. So now you can see how they're moving towards the center of the lane as well.
Slowly but surely, Graves is heading in the top lane. Probably. There is a ward in the bush though to spot him out.
And of course
Needle is
there
in.
as well.
And the 1v1 in the mid lane could be interrupted by the dive in the top lane. Kai'Sa survived.
I just don't see the Nidalee having enough impact into this game. The Graves has been in 5 of his team's 6 skills. And even though the Nidalee was there, and that was a pretty scripted dive from Wild, and Will of Gaming had the vision to do it, Nidalee preferred to finish
The golem?
the golems right there, exactly, thank you. Instead of actually trying to create an opportunity for their team and counter the gank from the Graves.
Of course, Italy is around the top lane, and Graves is looking for that crab and probably the Reach Herald. But if you ask me, I think that Wild are looking decent right now. Now Graves needs to pick up that Reach Herald.
Orianna has back, so they do have a slight
Can't they fight?
where they could
No.
fight, but they're not gonna take it because they don't really know. Like, look how much vision Wild has. They're protecting their play down into the bot lane. They're protecting their bot lane down up in the top right now. So they have vision everywhere. Any gank that is going to be tried by the Nidalee is kind of countered. And let's remember that Nidalee is a champion that needs to be good early games. He needs to get fed, he needs to get the kills, he needs to get a priority into the game. Right now, she has 0 priority into the game. Kai'Sa is forced into the executioners straight away, which means he will delay the raid split even more. So we have the Nidalee that has 0 impact into the game right now. A Cassiopeia that, yes, is doing fine against the Orianna, but the Orianna is 4 kills ahead right now. And a Kai'Sa that hasn't got the raid split yet versus the Vladimir that has already gotten his orb. That is huge. Look at that damage that the Vladimir is able to put out into the bot lane.
They invest into the vision, and that seems like gives them right now the advantage and the control over the map, because you know
Yeah, they're closing
where they
in.
are. But now we will have a fight. Oh, the bear from the Graves and the Orianna is huge into the face of the Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia now stuck on the fountain.
Cassiopeia doesn't seem to be able to grip the situation yet. We have seen the mid lane of Will of Gaming play Aurelia's, Yasuo's, like...
Are they going to dive? And Aatrox with the new ultimate had too much, if you ask
Kai'Sa
me.
going to the mid lane as well. But Wild keep on getting 3 towers. Another tower for them into the top lane, and their lead opens up to 3,500 gold. And remember,
And the Reach
guys,
Herald in the
if
top
you
lane.
didn't know, Wild are coming from the upper brackets here, so they are 1-0 ahead. If they win, they just have to win 1 game, which they are already so far ahead. They just have to win this game, and then it's done for them.
The Glad might finish the Nidalee right there. Look at the damage, that's too much, and the Morgana is into the turret. Now Morgana is in a really bad spot, forced to flash away. The Cassiopeia is taking the speed boost and the flash forward from that mythic champion. Will grab a kill. But that's overstepping for Wild, if you ask me. That's too much.
I mean, when you're that far ahead and when you have 1 game to make mistakes, I mean, why not, right? Wild could even lose this game and then get into the next one and win. And just try out stuff into this game, which I don't think they're doing right now. But yet again, they have a very good mixture of AD and AP damage. And right here, Will of Gaming are more towards the AP damage, because if you think about the Kai'Sa as well, she's going to go into the Rage Plate, towards Nashor's Tooth, towards Death Cap. And it's kind of like AP oriented, the comp of Will of Gaming. Now, the Soraka really helps with these sort of compositions, keeps the AP users alive. There's not much life steal or health regen there.
Cassiopeia might be in trouble. Beautiful
comes
ultimate.
Soraka.
These 2 people will grab a kill, but the bind from the Morgana is really beautiful into the face. The Cassiopeia sat down for the Vladimir. 1-for-1 play though, 1v3.
The Cassiopeia here seems to be a little bit
Aatrox,
weak in
where are
this.
you going? A flash forward. Back to safety.
If you ask me, it feels like Wild have come into this game very well reading the game that they're gonna play again. They play with a lot of aggression, and they know that Will of Gaming play with a lot of aggression as well, but they were better at replying to Will of Gaming aggression. And here goes the Aatrox all in, but the Cassiopeia is nowhere near.
Cassiopeia is nowhere near, but the Aatrox can survive. The engage still walking forward, has no flash though, and Graves is right into his own face. But can they be engaged into the Wild jungler? The answer is yes, and they will grab a kill. And probably they can chase. Cassiopeia is on the wrong side of the fight, right into the face of the glitch. They are running, but the kill will be grabbed. 1-for-1 trade in this side. Soraka is an MVP. The flash forward from the Vladimir.
Definitely don't want to overheal to the point where you have one slither of health left on you. That's exactly what this Soraka did right there. He was healing and healing. Like, Aatrox did not need to be healed right there. Like, they didn't engage him yet to the point where he really badly needed the heal. But Soraka steps forward, tries to chuck a heal onto the Aatrox. He's with 1 HP, easy flash forward for a 4-0 and 1 Vladimir with a death cap and an orb. Easy kill for him onto the Kai'Sa and the Soraka, super low on health, both of them.
Let's have a look at the goal difference between these two teams, and I wanna ask you the question that I asked you the last time. What's the win condition for each of these teams? And that's the most interesting one, if you ask me.
Right, so the win conditions for Wild are pretty obvious. They want to be forcing themselves onto We Love Gaming. They are the ones that are 5,000 gold ahead, so they do have the luxury to do this. And they don't just have the luxury of the 5,000 gold ahead, they have the luxury of them losing this game and not being out of the tournament, not being out of the final. They still have what we call a pillow of a game where they can just lose it and move forward to the next game and then win that and get the championship done. So they do have this opportunity and a Cassiopeia ruined ultimate here. So I would say with your Orianna and your Vladimir so far forward, you need to be forcing magic resistance items, and you see that the Aatrox right here is going for a Spirit Visit, but I don't see any Hexbreaker onto the Kai'Sa, and the Baron has been started. I mean,
Baron has been started for a while.
So
50% right now, and they can engage into the face of the Aatrox. Aatrox is forced to use his ultimate. The Hemoblade is huge for the Vladimir, forcing the ultimate from the Soraka, but Soraka is on the wrong side of the fight.
or is he?
Aatrox is really trying, but the kill is too much. Wild are unable to secure a kill.
Super early ultimate by the Soraka. The Hemoblade had not even landed. I mean, exploded onto the players, and Soraka ultis pretty much 4 people with 100% HP, except the Aatrox. Oh, they're engaged.
They will engage, and now GG, the Cassiopeia is on the wrong side of the fight. The stopwatch has been forced onto the Morgana, but they walk forward, and the first target is the Kai'Sa. The heal is huge, but not enough for Wild. Will grab 2 kills and back to the battle.
I feel like when you're that far behind, like We Love Gaming, you should try and consider letting your jungler maybe take a steal onto the Baron than giving free bodies to Wild, especially when you don't have Aatrox ult, especially when you don't have Cassiopeia ult, when you don't have flashes, when you don't have Soraka ult. You're missing very, very crucial ultimates, and your Nidalee is more than capable of poking people into the Baron pit while they're taking the Baron damage and everything. But We Love Gaming are playing so aggressive for no reason right here. They need to let the Kai'Sa scale. They need to let the Kai'Sa get Cassiopeia, I'm sorry, get items. They need to get the Aatrox, get his Spirit Visits. They need to fight with all of their ultimates up. They underestimate the situation right here. Like I said, Cassiopeia could poke through the pit, the Kai'Sa could poke through the pit, the Nidalee has insane poke through the pit, and then you could very easily silence your opponent, let your Nidalee dive into the pit if Wild wants to continue to do the Baron and try and go from there for a steal. Although, at this point in the game, they gave 2 bodies, but it seems to have stopped Wild from doing the Baron. Yet again, they are sitting on 5,000 gold in the lead. Like I said, there is this pillow of overconfidence for Wild, where they can pretty much do whatever they want and try different things. Like I said, both teams have scaling, but somehow Wild has gotten there first. They have their Vladimir super fed, they have their Orianna super fed, and now We Love Gaming are sitting on a Kai'Sa which is 0-3, on a Cassiopeia that has died 7 times out of the 13 kills that Wild has. And I think, just to go back to the win conditions, Aatrox is about to get caught.
I'm not sure that Aatrox is about to get caught, because Aatrox has the flash, but Klett is really engaging now. The Cassiopeia, the 1v1 from the Orianna on the side, the ignite the flash, clutch heal by a Wild Panda to secure that kill.
And you see, how strong the matchup is for Cassiopeia, even if it's so flipping far behind. And we have another gate in the mid lane.
And of course we have another gate in the mid lane, as you mentioned, and Aatrox doing so much damage, forcing the plus away from the Morgana. That's 1v4 practically. The rest of Will of Gaming is reviving right now. The redemption.
They seem to be getting weirdly back into the game. Orianna is getting herself in situations that she should never be getting herself in. She's there for that clutch 4- and 5-man shockwave, and now the Soraka is actually starting to show the colors, getting the redemption first item in. You want to get your Vladimir back in? Sure, we're gonna silence him in place. Throw the redemption into our players, we're gonna pile up, and the second you come at us with the Kled ultimate facing us, we're gonna hit you with the Cassiopeia ulti, and you're gonna be stuck in place, and we have so much DPS to keep you down. This is the win conditions for We Love Gaming. Now the execution, of course, is a different story for both of the teams. There are always win conditions into the game, bad draft or good draft, that's what I always say, and the teams need to find it. I mean, there's nothing else you can do if you are a team. You need to find your win conditions into the game. The We Love Gaming's win conditions right here is trying to catch people off guard.
We're punishing it though.
Yeah, Orianna gave
Morgana has no flash, remember.
They could go for it, Orianna is nowhere near. She's gonna face check!
The ultimate into the face of the Morgana, that's execution! If you ask
You
me.
cannot face check, like, who would think that the Soraka is sitting in the mid lane all alone? This is nonsense! The Soraka would never be sitting into the mid lane if she didn't have protection.
100% Vander face tech, but now the shockwave is on the...
Oh!
On the Punisher. Punisher is dead, and Cassiopeia has been exploded. Will of Gaming are out of position. They are going for the Soraka, the flash. One more kill. Aatrox is trying to 1v3, but I think while half the damage to let.
I don't think they can 2v4.
Graves is trying to 1v2 there with the Aatrox. Here comes the rest of the team. One more kill secured for Wild. And Italy forced to run away. They have the priority in the mid lane.
This is so messy. Will of Gaming found a way to possibly come back into the game, and then they give it up for free. Look at that. Wild could be finishing the game.
26 minutes into the game, the difference was at 2k gold. Now it's standing on pretty much 6. That's 4k gold into 2 minutes for Wild. Just cutting out of position, getting out of position bakes on Will of Gaming's composition.
Look, here the win conditions still remain the same. Get the Kai'Sa into a point where she can carry the game. She's sitting on 0-4.
Graves has hunted and Nidalee in the side. Hazard forcing the flash away. Nidalee still alive yet again, while Panda is clutch with that kill. Sucked down from the Cassiopeia on that Kled. A true MVP, if you ask me. For Will of Gaming, trying to step up into this game.
This Soraka is everywhere. It's not a passive Soraka, it's an aggressive Soraka. And it's the only thing that's keeping them in game. The clutch heals, the clutch saves, the clutch silence. It's the only thing that's keeping Will of Gaming into this game right now. Nidalee still so not into this game. They need so much more to get this Nidalee going, and the game has gone way too far into mid-game for the Nidalee to be able to find a spear, and it hurt him. The Orianna can shield it, the Morgana can shield it, the Vladimir can pull it, the Graves can sidestep it, so can the Kled. It is so hard to hit a spear with that Nidalee late game and me being a hurting spear at this point. I don't want to be a pessimist again, but I really don't see how Will of Gaming can come back into this game.
I can think something about that mentioning right now. Will of Gaming needs a miraculous fight. They need a 5-0 fight to ace Wild,
Exactly.
grab
They
that
need to
Baron.
catch people off guard.
Yes, they need picks. But if you can make picks, you need good vision around the objectives and deep vision in the enemy jungle. And now Will of Gaming are not in the driver's seat. They're really scary to face that pushes, especially against the Morgana, that if that bind lands, that means death.
We could be seeing a fight
QSS.
faster than you
Remember,
think.
no QSS for both of these teams.
We could be seeing a fight faster than we think. Yeah, this is an infernal Drake. Both the teams need it. If Wild get this is GG for them. If Will of Gaming get this could be the first step. Maybe they need to boost up their damage and get a team like that.
Way too forward
And here
though
we
again.
go.
Way too forward again, they need the lead.
Fight in a very tight space against the Vladimir. You very
Infernal
well
Drake,
know what's gonna
Vladimir is
happen.
speeding
And here
up,
he
the
goes in.
Gled is speeding up, the Hemo plays in 2 people, Soraka is dead, so that means no killing for Will of Gaming, Morgana is jumping, Ace, the ultimate is on Aatrox, so ultimate has just used the ultimate on the Aatrox, Cassiopeia is dead, Kaisa is dead, one member of Will of Gaming probably is still standing. The ultimate from the Graves is not enough. The heals from the Nidalee is on point.
It's
2
two of
members
them,
of Will of
but
Gaming.
Wild are going straight for the win here. Look,
They're
they
going
are
for the win.
stopping the recalls. 25
And they have
seconds and 10
Kled
for
chasing. The
Soraka.
teleport from the Kled is coming in. Can Wild finish this game right now? Can't be the champions. And I think the answer is more than yes.
Oh my god, Wild with a very class 1-0 managed to win ESL Season 7 of Southeast Europe Championship. This is your new champions. Congratulations to Wild, having an insanely calculated game, faced aggression with aggression, a few miscalculated moves from oh my god, I've lost my train of thought. A few miscalculations though right there from We Love Gaming brought them to this stage. And Wild were so good at punishing these mistakes that all it needed was for them to press their go button and it was done. Very well played from Wild again. So any last thoughts from you before we close this amazing season?
This season was amazing, was a roller coaster for me and I think for everyone. We have seen new teams having great games and devastating games at the same time, at the same season, like having a great game into the first game of the best of 3 and then being really bad into the second game, huge outplays, huge team fights, but I want to congratulate each and every team and of course Wild and Will of Gaming for having a great show at the whole season 7 of the ESL Southeast Europe Championship. And of course, thank you for being next to me all that season. It was really, really nice.
Thank you too. It was a pleasure casting with you. And ladies and gentlemen, Wild are your next champions at ESL SEC Season 7, but stay tuned because we might have another season right on its way. We want to thank all of you for joining us for this amazing season. I want to thank myself, Rayuma, for casting with me, and Ghostar for his guest appearances here when I couldn't be here. I want to thank the whole of ESL team and all the production. And from us, we will see you next season. So have a nice summer, and we'll see you after that. Bye-bye.